Welcome, everybody. My name is Wendy Mitchell. I'm a film journalist and film festival consultant. I'm here today talking about the European Women's Audiovisual Network, EWA, specifically about their mentoring program for women producers, which is just an amazing program. We are joined by Ada Solomon, who is an amazing Romanian producer. She has made more than 60 films. And of course, the winner of the 2021 Golden Bear in Berlin. Welcome, Ada.
Very, very nice to have a chat with you again.
Yes. And so we're talking about your mentoring. You're very, very busy. You know, right now you're juggling the release of your Golden Bear winner and, you know, what's going to be shooting in a month or two and other projects. And you're always busy. So why did you think it's important to make time to be a mentor?
Because, you know, it's like I'm coming from a country with vampires. And I heard in our history that fresh blood, feeding yourself with fresh blood, it keeps you young forever. So I need youth around me, and I think that now, without joking, having the youth spirit and energy around you, it's an amazing vitamin for everyone. If I'm afraid of something, I'm afraid of getting rusted and dusted. So so I feel I need it, and it's not only this, it's a kind of community that it's absolutely amazing around the program. And in the first year, when we had the introduction with Linda Beeth and speaking, and the questions of Linda, of course I knew Linda for quite some time, and she was teaching us in EWA and so on and so forth. But the moment that she was starting her type of work with the participants, I said, well, you know what, I don't know if I'm a mentor. I rather be a mentoree, because there are so many things that I don't know about me, about what I want, about how to approach. And in fact, this is the other very interesting part, that it's also for us, the mentors. It's an amazing opportunity to learn and to question ourselves and to see where we are, and also make new friends. That's also important, I think.
Yeah, because I think no matter how experienced you are, you still might want to meet new people or talk to somebody in a country you don't know much about, or hear about a different film. I mean, I think we're all hopefully always learning. I mean, you mentioned sort of the way Linda talks. I mean, did you learn anything from the other group members or the people you've mentored?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely, yes. And I'm so impressed with their careers afterwards, and there were amazing stories that were shared in there. Or for me, um, the most impressive change or take off as a career was for one of the Spanish mentorees, Ana Bonfarul. That when she came, she was really asking, what is she going to do? Is she more a producer or more a director? And how is she going to break through? And look at her today after 3 years, I think 3 years. And she is firm on her feet with wonderful projects, with a film that she was shooting during the pandemic in Syria, Syria or Jordania, I can't remember now, but in a very, very difficult place. And she was managing this, and it was a success, and everything it's going really up and upper. for her, and I'm a big fan of her. I can't wait to see her works, and I'm listening to what she's saying and so on. Same thing happened with one of my mentoree, my own mentoree, Polish young producer that I was working with, Isa, and also I learned a lot because she had also experience in distribution, and she was approaching things different than I was approaching them. And the system in Poland, even though it's also an Eastern European countries, and it's a big country in this part of the world, as we are quite a big country in this part of the world, the approach it's a little bit different, and the experience is different, the support it's definitely different. And I've learned a lot from Isa as well, and it's such a pleasure to stay in touch with her now.
Yeah. And what kind of sort of practical advice could you give her along the way when you were mentoring her? Or is it more sort of big picture, or it's like, no, apply for this co-production market, or how did you mentor?
No, I think it's much more personal than, because that's why it's not a teaching or tutoring, it's a mentoring program. So that makes it really very personal. It's more like, what the heck am I going to do with this very tiny or very delicate situation in relation with this, or in this conflict that I'm in, or I really don't find the motivation. It's really very, very personal. And from the mentoring program, we also developed in EWA the hangouts,
Oh, yeah.
which are some sessions that started anticipated somehow the use of online medium that we all experienced during the pandemic, but it started quite some time before the pandemic. And that is like 1.5 hours of intimate um, girls talk,
Yeah.
we can call it, about everything: personal life, business, personal situations. How is it in your country? How am I gonna do this? What about shooting in this different country? What's your advice for shooting abroad, and how to put these elements together? Shall I try this festival or this festival? All kind of things that are staying in this little club.
Yeah,
Let's
it's like
say
a real community, it sounds
it's
like.
a real community. It is a real community, and I cannot express, in not only in English but not in my own language, um, what kind of link, what kind of fluid it's linking us, in fact. And again, it's not only business, because sometimes you really need your bigger sister. I
Yeah.
think it's this kind of relation of a bigger sister that has her own problems and is able to share her own failures or mistakes,
Mm.
and from there you extract, or you give advice with a different perspective. I mean, the advices and the exchange, it's in both directions.
Yeah.
It's not unilateral at all.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I
that's
think
what's
that's so
happening.
important that it's you have this one-on-one relationship that can go
Mhm.
both ways, but also you have this group of
Absolutely.
people who, one person might be helping on something and one person is better at something else. And yeah, I've loved hearing how everybody sort of stays connected. I mean, it sounds like you keep in touch, not just when you're having an official mentoring meeting, but you keep in
No.
touch with these people.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We stay in touch, and we are supposed to have to set our own meetings, and whenever the mentoree feels like, hey, I need an answer to this, or
Mm.
I'm facing this, what do you think? It's really like in a family.
Mm.
Like you know what, you can call your family no matter when, uh, and in the same time you don't abuse of disturbing your family.
Yes.
But this is also happening, like in terms of learning, and so I'm very curious now. I have a Neve as a mentoree from Ireland. It's a completely different word, and I'm so curious to learn from her. And when we are doing some exercises together, and so it's very interesting to see her perspective.
Yeah, this is great. And why, especially for, women producers, which I think being a woman in the film industry can be tough, being a producer in the film industry can be quite lonely. So why is something like this especially needed for female producers?
I'm not that sure that this is something that is needed only for the
Hmm.
female producers, but we are fortunate to have it.
Yes.
And I'm very very happy that Alessia had this wonderful idea and managed to put the things up, um, because it is unique. And I know, and we had many times the question of, can I apply coming from gentlemen? Yeah, from gentlemen. So it's not something that is particular for women, but I think it's very suited for women the way
Hmm.
it is designed, um, because it's somewhere in between, yeah, having a chat, sharing, therapy, exercise, padding on your shoulder. It's a bit of everything.
Hmm.
And I think, I mean, I don't know, in fact I don't know if it's easier in between women, but I think it's easier for a woman to open up and recognize when um, she doesn't know the solution, or recognize a failure, or a mistake, and so on and so forth. I think it's easier,
Hmm.
even to ask, to dare to ask what you don't know.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's great to feel like you're in a safe space where you can ask questions
Mhm,
like that.
mhm.
What do you hope for the future? I mean, do you hope this kind of mentoring program can go on for many years? Will you keep being a
Well,
mentor?
as much as I can, I would love to. I would love to. And I'm pretty sure that it will continue. What I hope is that this kind of partnership or experience can be extended further than producers. Because I think that for a screenwriter can be very beneficial. I think that for an editor
Mm.
can be extremely beneficial. Not to speak about directors. There, I think it's a little bit more complicated, because it's more complicated to correctly match
Mm.
personalities.
Yeah.
But I would rather say that it can be a kind of mentoring that is coming from, let's say, an editor towards a director, or a more experienced director towards an editor. Um, I think there is another category that would benefit a lot, because they are in a also into this power game, very very fragile, and I'm talking about the women DOPs.
Yes. Yeah. I know Alessia has said that she hopes that she can get funding to do other categories of the
Hmm.
mentoring, but also,
Yeah,
of course, continue with the producers as well.
yeah, absolutely. No, I think this would be very interesting, and it can mix the the pairs in terms of jobs. And I think can give a lot of confidence
Yeah.
to the women. And this is like the main mission of EVA, which is it is an organization that it's basically building on success, not doing so much advocacy,
Hmm.
not playing so much on the vulnerability. And that's what attracted to me was attractive to me in the very first place, that it's about the positive values
Hmm.
and how to improve them and how to share them and how to have people aware about them, more than the other way around.
More than sort of, oh, look at the statistics are horrible and this is a problem and that's a problem. But yeah, I like that you said that it can be about finding solutions and
No, it's well, datas are important, and
yeah.
actually, the organization started with the data before the whole Me Too momentum and other important points in the film world. But the fact that from the beginning they decided to focus on success and on the strengths, I think makes the difference. And also, it's, you know, putting into the spotlight the qualities of women in film in general, in audiovisual. it it's giving confidence. And I think that this is much more than every single time comparing women with men. I don't care. Maybe there are successful men, but definitely this and this and this women did it, kick it big time. And so we forget about comparison, because I don't think that that it's a good way to go around this and say, well, there were two directors, female directors, and only one actress present at this and that. No, I think that first of all, they are professionals,
Hmm.
and we have to point on their on their charisma and talent and achievement as professionals.
Hmm.
Gender, it's for me, it's coming on the second place.
Yeah. But yeah, talking to these smart professionals, and that's what EWA is doing. That's what this mentoring program is doing. Ada, thank you so much for talking to us today, and best of luck
Pleasure.
with your Golden Bear winner as it starts to be released, and with your next films. And thank you for being a mentor.
Thank you very much.